I'm Adam Freedgood, and this is 3 Minutes with Third Partners. In his victory speech, the president-elect vowed to usher in what he calls the golden age of America. Part of that dark vision includes killing anything having to do with ESG or sustainability from the federal agenda. Not to mention closing America's golden door to asylum seekers, trampling on women's rights, and failing to deliver on the economic empowerment his voters expect. Today, I'm going to share with you how we see a better, more positive vision for the golden age of America, one that focuses on sustainable growth, and how you, our clients, friends, neighbors, fellow business leaders, all play a role. We don't have a crystal ball or x-ray vision to look down the golden toilet and definitively see every twist and turn of where the sewer pipe leads, but we have a decade-long perspective to share on where corporate sustainability and ESG need to head in a different direction and where there's enough common ground for us to stay the course. We've been doing this for 12 years, long before the term ESG existed, built momentum through the dark, regressive vision for America back in 2016, and we'll do it again. How? Because leadership teams don't actually see ESG as a form of woke capitalism. They pursue it as a value creator because their investors demand it, to de-risk the company or to comply with buyers' expectations. The original and frankly conservative vision for what sustainability actually means still stands. That's meeting the needs of people today without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. So now to our vision for the golden age of America. In the golden age of America, people and companies will be producers and consumers of their own clean, low-cost energy. Where do visions actually differ on this? Andy Revkin, who's a journalist and I just learned a wicked folk guitar player, he writes in his Substack newsletter, "I know many conservatives who love clean energy and resilient, healthy communities while differing on how to pursue them and pay for them. We can work on that." Clean water is something we can all get behind, and it's the only thing the president-elect talks about when asked about climate change, electrification, a resilient energy grid. It all comes back to clean water. Clean water. It's not contrails or government microwave signals that are killing brain cells in America. It's lead in our children's water and PFAS, the forever chemicals. If the EPA is stripped of enforcement, then states, municipalities, and companies will need to step it up to eliminate the sources of microplastics and PFAS leaching into our lives through food, packaging, and products. We're headed for this patchwork of state policies on these issues, and we'll need companies to help unify nationally. In the golden age of America, Wall Street buzzwords like ESG will take a backseat to real action and positive impact. No one we know is really opposed to this. Most of the companies we work with, they want to talk about their impact, their responsibility, and their actions, not their ESG. It'll make our job easier from day one. Sustainability should simply be defined by the sum of the individual actions that companies take on issues that matter to their shareholders and stakeholders. In the golden age of America, we'll keep eliminating all forms of waste from American manufacturing, and in doing so, be able to compete in the global low-carbon economy. Started as lean manufacturing in those early years of mass production and continues today with energy efficiency, zero-waste strategies, and circular design. The landmark Inflation Reduction Act creates 300,000 new clean tech jobs, many of them in deep red states and rural areas. And the American manufacturers we work with, they're using grants to fund efficiency tech so they send less profit up their smokestacks. Rename them if you must, but the innovation is not going anywhere. The new administration certainly doesn't want to see carbon emissions counted, reported, reduced, or priced, but that won't stop businesses. Huge economies, including California, New York City, and the European Union, already require it. But the way we do carbon accounting today is broken. Too many bright minds are wasting time using a system that just grinds to a halt when you try to apply it to the way that real supply chains and companies function. That's holding us back. A new set of rules that operate more like financial accounting will force innovation. And leaders like Alicia Seeger, Thomas Heller, and the work of the E-Liability Institute are paving the way. Today's approaches to DEI alienate even the people they're designed to help. Most big companies get it wrong, tallying up and celebrating the diversity makeup of people invited to their board instead of paying their people a living wage or auditing salaries to levelize long-standing pay gaps. And we need to change that. As business leaders, we can shift the focus from divisive terminology to concrete actions. In the golden age of America, companies focus on how to deliver on DEI commitments in real ways. And there can be no equity, there can be no inclusiveness without economic empowerment. Voters in this election said so. Folks, on most sustainability issues, we have a lot more in common than we'd like to admit. We are not divided in our nation's pursuit of energy independence, clean water, a globally competitive manufacturing sector with less waste, and true economic empowerment for people who have been left behind. If we keep our eye on the ball, if we continue to find meaningful solutions to these unsolved problems, the best really is yet to be.